Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a faithful follower of Christ, and I'm addicted to sugar, flour, caffeine, binging, restaurants, and dieting, but specifically, this is just something I realized this morning. I'm going to turn off that little heater. That was noisy. Specifically, when I say I'm addicted to dieting, I just realized something this morning in the midst of a conversation I was having with Greg, my husband. Specifically dieting, I'm addicted to day ones. Seriously. I am now doing my photo food diary. I made a video yesterday. I'll be putting this out every Thursday. Every calorie I consume, it'll be there for the viewing for anybody interested. I should pay at least one of you to promise me you'll see it, so that I know I have at least 2 eyeballs, or at least one, if you just had 1 eyeball. But I digress. I'm teasing. Okay, so this photo food diary started January 6th. That was a Thursday. I weighed that morning. My husband, I keep teasing him that I want him with me. I want him with me on this effort to get fit, and he's with me. But he's so laid back about stuff. He doesn't know when he weighed last, or he said, I thought we were weighing on Saturdays. I said, we were, but then I started on Thursday. He said, well, then I'll weigh next Thursday. And I was like, well, you can't, because I already weighed this past Thursday. He said, well, I'll join you. I'll join you next Thursday. That'll be our weigh morning. And I said, but I want to remember the conversation, because it was in the course of this conversation that I realized specifically, not just dieting, but day ones. My brain lights up. There has been dopamine downregulated. He said, I'll just join you. And I said, but I already started. He said, well, I'll go ahead and eating his, healthy, no sugar, no flour way, and then I'll weigh next Thursday. And I was thinking, but then you won't even know what you were today. And he said, I'll be better off. And I was trying to explain to him, it was very hard to explain the disordered thinking in my mind, but I was trying to explain to him, well, you can't start on your new way of eating and then weigh later. You won't have the data. And then I was like, maybe and I could feel my brain getting excited about, I'll just join you and we'll both. Anyways, I stopped what I was saying and I told him, I said, wow, my brain, it's so, with regards to day ones and dieting, has gotten so convoluted, just twisted, confused, backwards. And I could tell that the reason I'm addicted to dieting is because of 2 separate issues. Number 1, the excitement of a new thing is beginning. I'm going to get it right. This is a fresh start, and it's going to be perfect this time, and I'm going to white knuckle, and I'm really going to get it. So yes, there's the excitement of the actual day one. The other part of that is the excitement of knowing that because I have a quit date, I can just binge my way there and lose my mind and relax and not have white knuckles between now and then. And I have done that enough. So I am publicly declaring right now, no more day ones, never again. No more false promises of starting today, I'm going to be perfect. And no more lame excuses of now I can be as imperfect as I want until then. Both of those are detrimental to my health. They both scream white knuckles. And I want to be willing, obedient, engaged, surrendered, hydrated, and empowered by the Holy Spirit, surrendered with support and strategies, not creating scenarios for me to engage in what I'm addicted to over and over and over, because I've had so many day ones and I could have many, many more if I allowed myself to. Creating scenarios where I get to be in my addiction up until that quit date, where I do what? Quit being imperfect? There's no such thing. And then the quit date itself being a day, a marker that starting today, I'm going to get it. There's those white knuckles. No more. Either one of those. No more. January 6th was the day I started taking pictures of my food. That's my last. Day one. And by the grace of God, December 16th will be my last day one of having consumed any sugar. I have not had any sugar since then. Either way, like I started this video, I'm addicted to sugar, so I'll stay away from sugar. I'm addicted to flour, so I'll stay away from flour. I'm addicted to binging, so I'll allow God to give me boundaries. I'm addicted to restaurants, so I will not allow myself to use those to cope or connect, like I did for years and years and years. Cope with life or connect with people around me. And I will certainly aim to avoid them at all cost. Being responsible, holding myself accountable, just eating from home as much as possible. And like we did last night, if I go to a restaurant, I'll stay engaged and I'll take pictures of what I eat. I'm addicted to caffeine, so I avoid caffeine. Sugar, flour, caffeine, binging restaurants, and day ones. And I'll never again have a day one. I gotta take a deep breath to even consider that. But no more creating deceitful desires. Ephesians 4:22 through 24. Put off the old that's being corrupted by deceitful desires, desires full of deceit. Day ones, I'll speak for myself here, are all about white knuckles and saying, this time I'm going to get it right, and this time I'm going to be strong enough. And they're also all about, and up until that day one, I get to release my grip and pursue all the deceitful desires. Every last one of them. Sugar, flour, binging, restaurants, caffeine, all of it. That's unproductive. It's false. And when our eyes are open and we can clearly see, I refuse to put my head in the sand and unsee. I'm addicted to sugar, flour, caffeine, restaurants, binging, and day ones. So by the grace of God, and only by the grace of God, I will avoid those. 2 Corinthians 12:9. It's in His strength that His strength is sufficient. It's in our weakness that His strength is made perfect. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses and insults and hardships and persecutions and difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. You were taught, with regard to your former way of life, to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. Here it is, my public declaration. No more day ones for me. My day one was the day I was knit together in my mother's womb. That's when this adventure began. I don't need to come up with arbitrary start dates and continue in the disillusion that I'm ever going to get it right. I'm not. It's not my strength, it's His. And when I am weak, then I am strong. I will not finish strong. I'll finish surrendered. Do you not know that in a race, all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like a man beating the air. No, I beat my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who, for the joy set before him, endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Okay, so I'm throwing off everything that hinders me, and I'm trusting in the promise that if I do not grow weary and I continue, if I do not grow weary in doing good, I will reap a harvest. At the proper time, which is his time, if I do not give up. I am throwing off sugar, flour, binging, caffeine, restaurants, and day ones. And it's a relief. 2 Corinthians 5:17. The old is gone, the new is here. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Then Jesus said to his disciples, if anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Be self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Resist him, standing firm in the faith, because you know that your brothers throughout the world are undergoing the same kind of suffering. Other translations for 1 Peter 5:8 say, be of sober mind. One more time. And in my mind, I think of the 3 substances and the 3 behaviors. Hi, my name is Emily. I am a faithful follower of Christ, and I am addicted to sugar, flour, caffeine, binging restaurants, and day ones. And by the grace of God, and only by the grace of God, I will continue to be of sober mind. Galatians 5:22 through 23. And the fruit of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. And it is my pleasure and my honor to allow the Holy Spirit to be in complete control of me by the grace of God. I love you dearly. Let's talk again soon. Bye. P.S. I'm editing this video now, and I failed to mention that something that certainly lights my brain up about a good day one is that because I had been in the throes of my addiction up until the day one, well, then the weight's going to be up, and then I'm going to have the next week a very exaggerated response from the scale. So it's like binge my way to day one, then step on the scale, it'd be really high, then do whatever I'm gonna do, whatever new program, whatever new diet, whatever new fad, whatever I'm gonna follow for the next week, other than Christ. I'm gonna step on that scale a week later and get some nice big exaggerated huge number because of all the water retention that I had going on because of all the binging, and it's all so out of whack. Tally. No brain, no tally. I want you to know that I gave myself a tally after the conversation I had with Greg, because I refuse. I refuse to go through that cycle again, that unproductive cycle of being so excited about another day one, about giving myself however many days free off to binge my way to that day one. No brain, no tally. With surrender, support, and strategy, I'll stay sober. I'm still editing this video. PPS, what does it even look like to stop starting over? What does it look like to quit starting over? It simply looks like keeping going. I cannot count the number of times I've started over. Imagine marathon runners starting a new marathon, preparing for the new marathon, getting excited about the new marathon, and they start running it and they don't finish it because they start a new one. Life is one long marathon. We started it the day God decided to start it. We didn't even start it. He did. What does it look like to stop starting over? It just looks like moving forward together. Willing, obedient, engaged, surrendered, hydrated, and empowered by the Holy Spirit. Let's keep going. Let's keep traveling together towards Him. I love you dearly. Let's talk again soon. Bye.